Hello everyone and welcome back to Art a la Carte. Today I am joined by a special guest, my niece Eva, and we're going to be testing out a new Artbox, Drew's Artbox. While this is not a sponsored video, the lovely people at Drew's Artbox sent me a few boxes to test out and to give you my opinion on. So let's go ahead and take a peek at what's inside the box. The first thing you're going to notice is this lovely pamphlet, which is going to give you a ton of information. Not only is it talking about what's in the Artbox, but it's breaking it down into art lessons. Each art box has several art lessons that you can teach that are centralized around a common theme. This one is alcohol markers. I would think completing each art lesson would take you around 10 to 15 minutes, and once you're finished, you have a completed art project. Inside the blue tissue paper, we find every single thing you will need for this art lesson. On their website, they say they include everything unless it's water. If it needs water, then you have to supply your own water, but literally everything. So first we have a lovely ruler, and then, paper clip, some photo paper, which I was not expecting photo paper. Also a folded piece of paper, kind of cardstocky kind of paper, and then just random like sketchbook paper. I'm not exactly certain what it's for, but I'm sure they will let me know. Inside the goodie bag, we found a Sharpie permanent pen with a fine point to it, a bottle of Blick white glue, which I have to tell you, if I don't tell you later on in the video, worked amazingly, a pair of craft scissors, and probably the most exciting thing was a 12-pack of Blick alcohol-based markers. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me to review Blick markers and compare them to like Copic markers, and I've never had a set before, so I was really excited to check them out. So Blick marker comes with a chisel nib and a brush nib, which I was impressed with. Usually these kinds of markers come with a bullet nib, which is a harder, smaller nib. So to have a brush nib is a major bonus points. The first thing I had my lovely assistant Eva do was to make a swatch of all the colors so we can see what we're going to be working with. Now it's time to start one of the actual art lessons, which was talking about creating a gradient. So I took one of the photo papers and began to blend. Now they said that it would blend seamlessly, beautifully together, and I was excited to see how this worked. But as I began to work the colors together, I was going, these are not blending at all. It was like stuck fast. That, ladies and gentlemen, is where I read the instructions. This is a good point to know, that even if you think you know a lot about a certain art supply, don't think that there is something that you cannot learn. Because I learned that if you take a certain type of photo paper, not all photo paper, but the photo paper that they sent me, and you flip it over to the other side, alcohol-based markers love this paper, and they just go it's beautiful. I wanted to see if this was just with Blick markers, so I tested it with Copic markers, did the exact same thing. This is one of the places that Drew's Artbox really shines. A lot of art subscription boxes will give you a pamphlet or a booklet, and they will give you step-by-step instructions, where Drew's gives you a website, a YouTube code, and they have the art lesson completely videoed. So you get to see them doing each of these art steps, and it's fantastic. As I said, there are 5 different lessons in this box, things that they are covering and talking about. I don't want to go through all of them because I don't think it's fair that I take their lessons and put them out here. But their ultimate end product was to make this really cool art project, which has a name. I can't pronounce the name. I'll put the name right here. This is the name of the project, but it requires you to draw 2 different pictures, and then, well, you'll see at the end. So my lovely assistant Eva drew one picture. She took the theme of under the water, so she drew a beautiful little fish, and then I took the theme of air and sky, so I drew a couple of birds and we colored them, and then we're going to mash our 2 pictures together. So quickly, what did I think about Blick markers? One of the big things was because I was using this new type of paper, fantastic. I did not notice the only difference that I noticed between them and Copic markers in this project was that the gray banding on a Copic marker, which you know that's the brush nib, it's the opposite with Blick, so it lets you know which is the chisel nib. So I was always opening the chisel nib side instead of the brush nib sides. But I found that the brush nib markers worked pretty well. I'm curious to find out how they will hold up on regular paper that has a little bit more texture to it. That's one thing that I found. A lot of brush nib markers that are not Copics kind of tend to wear down more quickly than a Copic marker. But that I will have to let you guys know after I've used them on regular paper. These markers just glide over this paper like it's, you know, ice skating or something. I think this 12 pack gave a great selection of colors for beginner or first time users. So if you want like a base set to have, you know, across the board colors, it's pretty good. So here are our two pictures. I'm not going to go through step by step on how I did this project because that's Drew's Artbox thing, but you know, if you pay attention, you might figure it out. But here is the finished project. The hardest part was cutting up the pictures. I'm so sad. But it might look like a Mod Podge and you're like, why did you do this? This looks really weird. But here's where the magic comes. It's accordion folded. So when you kind of pull it out but not completely flat, as you lean from side to side, you can see each picture individually, which I think is fabulous. I think it's so exciting. I remember doing this when I was younger. There was an art project. So it's not a brand new thing. It's not something that, you know, they just came up with themselves, but it's a fun project. Super, super fun. If you're interested in checking out Drew's Artbox, I think they are fantastic. They are not a monthly subscription box. You just purchase the boxes that you want. They tell you exactly what art kit and supplies are inside, so you get to choose which one you want. I will leave a link to their website in the description box below. Again, this is not sponsored, but I love giving shout outs to companies and people that are supporting and encouraging people to get into art and try it out for the first time. So they did send me one other box. So if you are interested in seeing my take on that one, let me know in the comment section below and maybe I will have my assistant come back and we will try another one. So, well, thank you guys so much for joining me as we delved into Drew's Artbox. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, God bless you guys. Keep being creative, trying new things, and reading instructions. Anyway, I'll see you in the next art video. Bye-bye!